Hello, welcome to our research talk series. I'm Dr. Jialin Hardwick. Now I'm sitting at home for today's talk. Thank you for having me. May I introduce myself briefly before moving on to today's topic? I'm a researcher in marketing and entrepreneurship and senior lecturer in marketing. My research areas focus on industrial marketing, innovation management in terms of new product or service development, entrepreneurship, networking, and virtual networks. I've worked in the healthcare sector before moving on to academia, learned and transformed my experience in new product promotion and management into the academic work. I completed MSc International Marketing Management from Leeds University Business School and had a PhD from Aberdeen Business School. For my PhD, the research investigated how bioscience entrepreneurs use virtual networks in innovation using marketing functions. And I have led postgraduate student engaged market research projects, working with regional innovative companies using different technologies. Recently, I organized and presented at an Industrial Engaged Institute workshop at the business school, working with MBA students and award-winning company in the healthcare. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues for their support to the event. In my spare time, I enjoy cooking, like to try different recipes, baking cakes and biscuits. We have 2 rabbits and a cat. Okay, that's a brief about me. The study that I'm going to present today has been produced and published as a book chapter, chapter 25, in Entrepreneurship Marketing of its 2nd edition. I will leave a reference at the end. This book chapter is co-authored by Dr. Barry Ardley, Nick Taylor, and myself. Now, may I move on to today's topic? Developing entrepreneurial marketing competencies through entrepreneurial marketing module. The research is based on a case study of the delivery of entrepreneurial marketing course. Here, today, I will share a brief of which we mainly examine the teaching approach and some student responses to the learning journey. I'd like to mention, for a reference, this study has received approval from the University Ethics Committee. Well, may I bring the agenda out for the talk? It will be that I will introduce the background, the 4 themes, the assessments, the research issue and question, research methods, findings and themes, and end by discussion and conclusion. Referring to the title of the study, to start with, it's worth to mention the definition of entrepreneurial marketing before moving on to the background. We take the one, entrepreneurial marketing is based on the work of both marketing and entrepreneurship. By focusing on how entrepreneurial teams in organization to leverage resources to create value innovatively and proactively in the marketplace, taking reasonable risk. It highlights the relevance of embracing the entrepreneurship components in marketing. Recent studies show that the success of entrepreneurial business depends on managers' capabilities to go beyond prescribed, formalized, and conventional marketing. There's an increasing empirical support that both marketing and entrepreneurial competencies are important for firm performance. This is particularly relevant to the environment in which we are in, with changes taking place that innovativeness and proactiveness are expected from individuals, organizations, economy, and society in dealing with changes and for bringing us forward. With regards to entrepreneurial marketing, in marketing education, here is a question. Does marketing degree adequately prepare the young marketer for a modern work environment? For this, not only professionals working in marketing discipline, but also scholars in marketing and entrepreneurship education raised concerns on equipping marketing graduates with skills beyond a discipline-based knowledge, integrating areas such as meta skills, including critical thinking, digital technologies, networking, creativity and innovation, problem solving, team working, and so on. In universities, the recent literature suggests that enterprise education needs to take place, with a focus on the skills, including those opportunity recognition, innovation, risk-taking, and resource leveraging. All of these are key aspects of entrepreneurial marketing. And these types of capabilities are often referred to as employability skills. Recent studies identified that the responsiveness to entrepreneurism in marketing education is underrepresented. So there is a gap, and have called for needs of integrating students' knowledge of the entrepreneur's methods in mainstream marketing education. This is particularly relevant to those who are students, who are in the meantime young marketers, and who will be future marketers, and to the economy and society as well in dealing with changes. Given these types of concerns, this study reports on research carried out with the final year undergraduate students taking on an entrepreneurial marketing module at the business school. The module runs for a year. Those are marketing students who had previously not studied a module like this before. Based on the literature of entrepreneurial marketing, those such as QAA 2012 and 18, there are 4 key themes as pillars of the business schools module from a learning journeys perspective. These are the first, enterprise awareness. Is about that students acquire enterprise awareness through learning and intellectual development and acquire knowledge, including delivering those of the nature of enterprise and how it links to employability skills. Students learn about canons of entrepreneurial marketing in terms of entrepreneurial orientation and strategy processes related to proactiveness, innovation, and creativity, opportunity identification, resource leveraging, customer intimacy, and risk management. The second, enterprise awareness, relates to their understanding of the ways in which an entrepreneur thinks about business strategy. These strategic issues are a basis of arguments and students' exercise about the criticality of having enterprise skills. As without this, entrepreneurial practice wouldn't be executed. The third, entrepreneurial mindset. This theme is built on the first 2, with awareness of what entrepreneurial marketing activity is. The learning mode for this is to not only focus on developing knowledge, but also students' skills. This is done through group-based simulations where students develop team working skills with a desired outcome. Through students' engagement in this process, entrepreneurial mindset is built through action and reflection. The desired outcomes include a student designs a service or a product that meets an identified need, or where they can investigate an opportunity and propose potential actions based on it. As students exercise the creativity and with an outcome, business models are also relevant here. From an entrepreneurial marketing perspective, business models are about process of innovation and are introduced here, as students need to know about developing new services, products, is constructed and implemented in the firm's overall strategy, or even is a stimulus for the firm's strategy. The fourth, entrepreneurial capability. This theme relates to the business model and the innovation. Based on the literature, A competency table is designed for users to demonstrate the nature of skills that they use as they work on the business model and the new service or product. For completing the project, students are asked to reflect and produce their own competency tables based on skills they select and with evidences, and tell about how they may develop. They also need to consider where they are now and their career aspirations, and to link to the QA model of entrepreneurial effectiveness. There are also assessments. There are 3. The first assignment is an examination of the broad components of entrepreneurial marketing orientation and strategy, for example, innovation and opportunity identification. The assessment work involves making contact with a company and to evaluate its degree of entrepreneurial orientation, referring to key concepts. The second is group-based assignment. Students are asked to launch an innovation for an existing or new company to develop an approach to creating consumer value. As such, they will use a business model for the company. This is where they are encouraged to make contact. This, in fact, for themselves, they are in new ventures. The final one asks students to produce an evidence-based competency grade. This grade is based on the work completed in the business model assignment. This details their entrepreneurial marketing skills. Given the context of the module as a case, our research interest lies in student perceptions of how studying entrepreneurial marketing enhances their competencies. For this, we would examine the key themes and the replications in the context of discussions on student competencies and the marketing degree. And for the research method, as informed by the literature, the learning journey, we adopted a constructionism approach. It views the individual as the active creator of their own knowledge, where they construct their own understanding and knowledge of the world through various experiences which they reflect on. In the context of the entrepreneurial marketing module, as introduced early on, students' experience is characterized as learning such as entrepreneurial marketing theory, group working, negotiation, opportunity scanning, all of which they work through and build into their knowledge base. Also, in constructionism, the individual reconciles the previous ideas and experience while entering into something new. As a result, a change may take place in what is believed. As students are exposed to the ideas and practices of entrepreneurial marketing, many move on to adopt an entrepreneurial identity. For data collection, in the module context, It's very common for students to complete institutional module reviews. We decided would it be appropriate to gather some of their own qualitative student feedback on the delivery on the content. It is represented the tutors their own module evaluation process. These received approval from the University Ethics Committee. So we collected qualitative questionnaires with open-ended qualitative questions by which students talk about their journeys, with 2 cohorts for analysis. This is featured as the collection of semi-structured data, comprised of feelings, opinions, and beliefs, of which the data were coded and identified themes for analysis. Next, some selected quotes are used for illustrating the module Entrepreneurial marketing learning issues. Here are some selected findings related to the first and second themes of developing entrepreneurial awareness. As the first quote shows, the importance of the entrepreneurial features was picked up by many students in our review. The module helps me understand how to be creative. It provides a course that highlights innovative thinking, which I feel is greatly needed for the future of business. Also, as acknowledged by the code, I now take part in opportunity scanning and see normally negative situations as an opportunity. The module attempts to fill in the gap as indicated in the literature. This reflects on a key point. Knowledge of entrepreneurial marketing needs to extend solely beyond market-based considerations to include the resources of the firm. So the module learning goes beyond a limiting marketing orientation perspective to one which includes the importance of a resource-based view of the firm and the entrepreneurial marketer. By the way, all students studying the module can be viewed as being young marketers. Few had learned about enterprise, while many were much more familiar with a traditional administrative-based marketing theories. As we could see, for the third theme, an example of the finding is shown here, that students have had an understanding as such building themselves as they populate the module, which is based around their work on the new value created for customers in their engagement of the innovation project over several weeks. Those innovative activities include their submission of innovative ideas, proposals for new customer services, media offers, retail outlets. As they make contacts with external companies, they develop networking knowledge and skills. Throughout a series of activity, students need to know, not only understand, but also apply themselves the business models into their project. The project that requires self-discipline, organization, resilience, creativity, and a degree of risk management where they exhibit their own entrepreneurial marketing qualities. The fourth theme regarding entrepreneurial capabilities, the first code shows that the competency table is acknowledged and valued. The components on the table cover those such as team working, project management, opportunity identification, innovation, motivation, ethics, networking, and digital technology, and so on. These appear as critical skills that entrepreneurial marketing is to offer in workplace. For most students, the module is compulsory. The adoption of an entrepreneurial identity is not forced on the respondents, as shown in the second quote. In bringing together the key themes discussed in this study, one respondent captured the link between entrepreneurial awareness, mindsets, and skill sets and effectiveness by commenting, "I feel I've learned more and further improved my entrepreneurial skills and my thinking and attitude towards this." This reflects the literature, such as QAA 2012 and 18, in that students should be involved not only in learning activities that create enterprise awareness, but also engage in those that develop and expand their enterprise capabilities, processes that help them and eventually become entrepreneurially effective employees or employers. In undertaking the learning tasks involved, students are adopting all the themes to a less or a greater extent. To conclude, this study shows how enterprise can be embedded in a marketing degree, surrounding the central themes. It can be constructed through a constructivist approach through education, addressing the importance of experience and learning. It means that entrepreneurial marketing module goes beyond some considerable way in transforming an entrepreneurial identity in students. From entrepreneurial awareness to competencies and effectiveness development and entrepreneurial marketing learning journey, on completion of the module is far from reaching a destination. On their way forward into employment, either in a firm or on their own, or undertaking further courses, enterprise effectiveness will be enhanced. This will probably be realized in a non-linear fashion. For marketing educators, we would remark that developing and delivering entrepreneurial marketing can be implicit, as our case study shows, by taking a typical module, or with those themes applied, adopted, and incorporated into a specific subject to various extent. Equipped with the entrepreneurial competencies and an emerging identity, these are as crucial construction to contribute to the young marketers' employability and their capabilities of seeking and embracing changes that we need for them to adapt to the challenging environment innovatively and proactively with positive attitude. Before I finish, I would like to leave the reference of the book chapter mentioned early on which is an outcome of the study, is published in the book Entrepreneurship Marketing recently. Okay, that's the end of today's talk. I presented the study on behalf of the authors. Thank you for your attention. We have other sections of the research talk series. Please stay tuned. Thank you.